All right, friends, here we go. This is the Graduate Show, the best show on earth. Thank you very much. And we do this every week, usually Wednesday and Thursday afternoons. Today we're going to do the under 1,000 cohort. So, you know what? I wonder, I can maybe should do this just a little bit, buddy. Just should do this a little bit. There you go, buddy. There you go. Okay, so let's get into it. And up first, we have Hayek's, and Chris Hammer has subscribed. Thank you very much. Hayek's did a bit of work here, and this is their second graduation. Have they done a tactics stuff yet? Well, they hit the PR of the for the cohort below. And so here, by the way, let me just stress, I'm going to do this with everybody in the well, maybe for the rest of time with the graduate shows. But definitely we want Hayek's to take the Polgar mate test. And with that, he will then get a tactics rating. We started this at the beginning of this month, so 15 days ago. So, of course, not everyone's done the thing. But, we're hoping then for it to be something that will improve your chess and also a diagnostic. Okay, so here we go. Clubs? No. Activity? A bunch, really. A bunch. We want to do how they got here. So 27 hours, nice work, mostly games and analysis. Let's give it a look. These new cohort badges are looking cool, man. They're looking really cool. So here we go, pop. And, I always forget to mark it as reviewed. Let's see if we have a time graph. Oh, we do. But by the way, both sides looking good with time. Usually at this level, we see people moving much too fast. So fine. And yeah, at this level, don't even think about studying openings. You're going to get this. You're going to get this. Okay, you could have played that last move too. And this move d5 is a little bit of a mistake, knight e5. Bishop b5, also a mistake. Now, one of the things we really want you to do is to say to yourself, hey, my opponents are going to hang stuff here in their games. And, the puzzles that we created, by the way, these puzzles are going to be there for the next in the end of the month. I already created one of the tests for the under 1,000. They're all puzzles like this. In fact, this could be used as a puzzle. This is black to move and win. And boom, we play c6 bows. We play c6. And it's really a double attack. And you just need to see that this pawn is defended also by the knight. Now, we could actually go a little deeper, and I think it's kind of complicated. But let's go into it. Pop, 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 pop. Holy moly. And Jesse is, of course, making things more complicated than they needed to be. As always. And the truth is, white, amazingly, surprisingly, has a way out of their mess. Is it true? I think it's true. Yeah. No, it's not true. Not true. Check to the miserable king. Oh, that's a nice save. See? This is how we're learning some tactics. Let's say anywhere he blocks, we can take this with check. If he goes this way, we check him here. Okay, what's the problem, by the way? He's hitting our knight. He's hitting this knight. But this queen check really messes with him. And on king f1, we might have other things, but the simple one is check to the miserable king here, guarding the knight, and then we take the pawn. So at this level, I want you to find this thing when you play the move. And then at a higher level, I want you to see that when you play e6, you got to calculate e5. Okay. Neither player saw this. Queen b3. Okay, now it looks like we should take that pawn on e4. Okay, because he's afraid of queen takes b7. Nota bene. This guy's free, what do you want to call it? Free business? Free money? Good. Now you see it. Now you say thank you very much. You always need to say thank you. f4. Good move by your opponent. Reclaiming the piece. Okay. Not terrible. I like that you're developing. Just hanging it all. You say thank you. You castle and you say thank you. They're not, now notice, they're not developing their stuff. Good move. Not going to help. Thank you. Right, and now you just need to be a little careful. This is pretty frisky. This looks amazing. You know, threatening this business. And then mate. In general, when they don't develop their pieces, we should be looking to end their careers. But you're doing fine. That one makes me nervous. But okay. Okay. D5 now, no? D5 now, E4, okay. Good. I like that you shut the bishop out. That was good. And then you're doing great. Fine. But you're missing knight d4. Okay, you're still doing fine. Now we got to be a little careful. Ooh. Yeah. We needed to play king h8. And now we're hanging the pawn on c6. He doesn't see it, though. He doesn't see it. Check to the queen. Good. He still doesn't see knight takes c6. And bam, we got him, baby. Got him. And then, oh, wait a second. What about queen b2? Yeah. That's just a yard sale. Okay. So, great game from a learning perspective. Right? Because, first of all, you did several things the dojo way. You took your time and you developed your pieces. And even though you missed some tactics, you know, you already have the basis of playing principled chess. There are several times that people hung stuff in this game, and that's to be expected. That is where, you know, been doing this graduation show for a long time. That is where the game will be decided. Okay, let's go back. Boop. And I gotta refresh. Kill off some of these other, uh-oh, cry. Jeez Louise, I'm trying to kill off my other business. I'm exposing myself to the world. I just wanted to go back, Cry. That's all I wanted to do, okay? So next up we have Corgis Now, aka Zach. I've never seen somebody split their name like that. That's cool. Graduation came earlier than I expected, with almost all of my program time spent in games. I feel more confident making moves, pieces supporting each other, focus on the center, and fewer blunders. I have primarily been playing 10-minute blunder games, but I find myself naturally moving toward longer time controls. There you go. I appreciate the feedback I received from higher cohorts on my recent annotations, not only gameplay, but more importantly, on how to get more out of analyzing my own games. Tell Kostya he's got to finish his chapter so that we can get the book going, Bows. Come on. All right. Undisciplined. Trust the program. Okay. Very nice rating gain. Yeah, very nice. Take a look at the tactics rating. Dude needs to do his Polgar test. Probably hasn't updated their PR on the survival. Clubs. Adult improver. Activity. Good. And we'll look at the last one. Lots of games and analysis. Looking good. Okay, games. Corgis Now. Boom. Blunder game I decided to annotate. I'm looking forward to longer time controls. Okay, let's mark it as reviewed. All right. So, good usage of time. Poor. Now, when you say that they don't normally play this, That shouldn't be your answer. Your answer should be like, well, what's suspicious? The reason it's suspicious is because it's not a developing move. Okay. Be brilliant. Poor because it's not a developing move. 95, and now we're just hanging stuff. Again, not a developing move. You're doing great. Good. It's like he doesn't learn. Oh, we'll take that one too, Baus. Thank you very much. Fine. Oh, give him a... Oh, we had bishop takes f4 check. Oh, we still have it. Well, I think it's good. No, we're hanging the knight. So you talk about 94. And first of all, you're just doing fantastic in this position. Yeah. So this is a major blunder. And then you're give another piece. But the guy needed to play 94. And now you're up the exchange. Saites, thank you for rating us. Good. Fine. Not great. Wow, look at that. Checkmate, buddy. Checkmate. All right, with very little time left, too. That must have been exciting. As we see, at this level, they're going to give you tempi and development. I like that you used your time. I like that you developed, right? That's the dojo way. So one of the things I just want to stress is when you're dreaming about making this first jump to, let's say, 1,000, it's going to be all about games like this, right? Where you are playing principled moves and understand why this is wrong, because they're going to do it a bunch, right? And they're also going to hang stuff. And so the only real issue with you in this game was then when you missed like bishop f4 and then played knight d4, right? But at that point, you were already so ahead, you're crushing it. So, Corgis now, well done. Next up, we have Gonzalo. Trying to play as much as I can despite long work days. Okay, let's follow Gonzalo over here. Nice progress. Tactics rating, this hasn't gotten done yet. Gonzalo, get on it, buddy. Get on it. Hi, Pepper Chess. Pepper Chess, I think, dude, I'm going to guess is at a plateau because we haven't seen him graduate in a while. We'll see. It happens to everybody. Clubs. European Dojo, Stockholm. All right. Activity. Lots of activity. Okay. So this was a hard graduation for Gonzalo. Dude did a lot of work. And, I mean, it's a beautiful looking graph. But that is a lot of work with a lot of tactics. Let's see what they did. That looks great. This everyone's first chess workbook is working out for people. All right, let's look at a game. No games, Gonzalo. Come on. I feel like maybe I need a little thing, a little button I can press which says request games. That would be annoying, huh? Pepper Chess is nearly there, 30 points away. That's what we want to hear. King Ambit. So King Ambit, dude, is slaying every week. He got 3 graduations. I think it might be 3 weeks in a row, if not very close to that. In this cohort, I played and annotated 23 games, 18 wins, 5 losses. Beautiful. I reviewed the losses, and in a lot of them, I had a crushing advantage that I blundered away in a single move. I don't know if that should make me feel good, knowing that if I can just stop basic blunders, I'm punching above my weight, or bad because I can't stop blundering away games that I should be winning 10 out of 10 times. One thing we will tell you is that, first of all, everyone still blunders, but especially in the under 1,000, you and your opponents are going to be blundering basic things every single game. So yes, the amount of blundering, we want to bring it in. I'm talking about being up a couple pieces, then I hang my queen, yeah. Admittedly, my last game against Osama was not one of those games where I had a big advantage at any point, and I missed several mating and tactical opportunities. That said, I was able to turn around in the end. My main study focus in this cohort was completing the chess steps method level 2 and making a YouTube video for every single checkmate in how to beat your dad at chess, so that I can review them later by just watching them. Nice. Friendly correction, it's pronounced King Gambit, all one word, even though it only has one. I was kind of enjoying King Gambit. You know, like the king's walking around. Otherwise, you would say King's Gambit, which I first read it as. So I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to say King Gambit. That one doesn't roll off the tongue, whereas King Ambit, you know, that's a thing. So here we go, King Ambit. So, dentist in the Midwest, right? This guy's like my alter ego. He's got kids similar age. He's younger than me though. Lifts weights, read, me too. And then the weather, yeah. But I don't have a barbecue pit yet. That's what I need, dude. That's what I need. All right, so look at this dude's graph. Fantastic. Fantastic, okay. Oh, and we have somebody here who's got their tactics rating dialed in. Beautiful result on the Polgar mate test. I like that a lot. Maybe this hasn't been done yet. We can, you know, he could, I don't know. Anyways, really cool to see that he did the Polgar mate test. So let's look clubs, chess steps, chess moms and dads. All right, activity. And we're going to go back one cohort. Lots of games and analysis. Looking good. And non-dojo, I suppose, is this chess steps. Oh, a little bit of media. Okay. Aggressive repertoire for white speed run. Don't do it, King's Gambit. Don't do it. So, trust the program. Trust the program. Now, here is Osama, which maybe is the game he wants us to look at. Okay, let's give it a quick look. So we will do this. We'll look at the clock, 30-minute game, and he did better. You know, so typical when we play random people online that they do not take their time. Good. A little frisky. Normally we play knight c3 here because of d5, right? So bishop b3, and now we're probably worse. And then this is a big positional mistake. Yeah. It seems to me like black is much better after the move de4. This is why we play knight c3 to stop the d5 move. Okay, d4, knight f3. Boom, boom, you're doing great. Boom, boom, doing great. Boom, boom. Just fantastic, simple development. And now he makes this fateful decision, and you said, all right, let's go. And now knight g5, which I don't quite like. Queen e1 makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah. Your position is stunning. It's a beautiful position. This one I don't quite understand. And now you lose your mind with bishop f7. Yeah, it's just losing a piece. Okay. One thing I think, this happens to GMs too, is my gut feeling on this is that you didn't know what to do in this position. You felt it was good, and then so you make this aggressive looking move. And so they say mistakes come in pairs, and it's kind of like when he plays h6, you needed, of course, just to go back, and your position's still beautiful. But then you doubled down, you know? You doubled down. Okay, so now you're lost. A little weird. I don't know why we're taking that thing. Yep, hangs mate. Okay, that's a bad move. That's a terrible move. And now you're back in it, Mr. Flynn. I like it, in principle. Bang, thank you very much. Good move. Bang! Oh, it's going to be mate. Queen g5, and you had the mate. That's right, good. You're still doing great. Oh, here we go. King g5, what is he doing? That was no good, because you're hanging c2. So, the thing we want to say here, right, is your opponent, by the way, is just moving super fast. You can see when they get to this stage in the game over here, it's like once the pieces start to come off, they don't even know what to think, so they just move instantly. So you're going to have that happen many more times when you play the online games. And just doing ridiculous things like king h4. For you, the thing with, say, the Polgar mates and the other tactics, we really want you to have board control. And that just means to see what is going on here. And after this, it's like, oh no, the game is turned around. It's turned around. Now they could be better. And then they blunder it here. Very nice. That's all she wrote. Okay. So, well done. And we're going to see Smeargle the Goat, a.k.a. The Dentist, a.k.a. King Gambit. All right, Naval Lint. Well, Naval Lint is a nice thing. As an adult prover, I am finding the program useful. I see my biggest weakness is tactics and one-move blunders. I reach chess.com fairly easily, 1,000, but I'm finding it's getting harder to progress to 1,100. Okay, so you can see everybody hits a certain barrier. When am I going to play the next game? Not for a while. I got this show we're doing here, buddy. I got this show. Naval Lint. Okay. So you can see that they may be struggling for a little bit, but they're doing in general good. Tactics rating. Bows. Get that Polgar mate test done. Get that done. And then at the end of the month, we're going to have a special tactics test for you too. Clubs. Activity. Down 1. Oh, maybe no games. Let's look. We got a couple. So, pop. We'll mark it. We'll look at the time. No time's given. Fine. Fine, fine. No problemo. You're developing. No problemo. Weird, of course. They're not developing. Poor because you're moving a developed piece twice. Castle's long suggests itself. Poor, not developing. Funky. Queen e4, by the way, you know, if you, it's tricky enough that, you know, we can have a little bit of sympathy. And then here, a really important moment here is I don't think you are losing the piece by force here. And you now completely lose your mind with bishop takes. No, you are. Sorry. Sorry, you are. No, you're not. It's not fully over Grover Lemon Stover, if that makes any sense at all. That doesn't actually make any sense. But I think what we want to talk about is queen g4 hitting the knight. Now, if he takes, we say check, and then we take the knight. So he makes snip. We make snip here, 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 and maybe we're worse, but we didn't lose all of our coconuts. Okay? Here you lose all your coconuts. Weird. Bang! Nice move. And that was kind of your intuition with queen e4. You were trying to look at that rook. Oh, well, what we really want to know is what did you intend on queen takes c4? See, queen c4, and then we want you to see that. Bam! Okay. You're just killing him now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Fine. Good move. Simple chess. Simple chess. Okay. So, well done. And we'll go back and look at your profile here with Naval Lint. And it's looking pretty good over here with Naval Lint. Yeah, so good, Naval Lint. That was a good game. One thing you will find is it might take you a while. You haven't, honestly, to me, somebody's in a real plateau. Somebody's been there for years. You haven't been there for years. You've just been there for maybe a week or two. So, Peepo, what is just me saying over here? I don't know. Nice progress. They've been here for a couple months. 749. Let's look at that tactics rating. Ooh, look at that. Puzzle Rush 5 minute 1400. Dang. By the way, I haven't checked this yet with Jack, but I think our goal was that the 5 minute Puzzle Rush, which only applies for the under 1700 crew, the 5 minute Puzzle Rush is automatically collected. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here. Whereas the Puzzle Rush Survival, you have to put in manually. And then, of course, get that Polgar mate test done. Get her done. But that is a fantastic result. So one cool thing about after you do the tactics or the Polgar test is just to maybe say to yourself, hey, I'm way better tactically than I maybe am at other parts of the game. Or maybe it's just foreshadowing that you are going to continue to rise very quickly. All right, clubs, activity. All right, let's go down one. Yeah. Nice work. Games. No games. Oh, just me, buddy. High Cross Online. So, Napoleon, France. No, I can't see your games, boss. But if you join the program and graduate, I can take a look at some of your games. So here we go. Alyssa Minchip. That's a nice name. Spent a bunch of time on tactics and really trying to stop dropping pawns. The dojo was great for encouraging me to play longer games. I'm starting to do more 45-45, which I like as they're much closer to OTB time controls. On the way here, lost several endgames where I was supposed to be winning, so planning to clean that up and keep working hard. Okay, I like it. So this is Alyssa Minchip. Beautiful rating progress to get to 804. Second graduation. Tactics rating complete. Now, let's just say something really cool about Alyssa Minchip is Alyssa Minchip is slaying. So this is it's so cool, by the way. We worked hard on these tests and everything and the idea of the metric. So now that we're a couple weeks in, it's very gratifying when I see like somebody who's got all the ducks in a row so they actually have a sense of where they're at. Yeah. So super cool to see Alyssa hit all those numbers. And end of the month, there's going to be the tactics test. And maybe this Puzzle Rush Survival, we can guess that if she's put some time into that, that would go up. Cool that also the USCF is here. Yeah. Probably this, and this usually takes a while to catch up to the ChessCom rating. All right, so we got clubs. Nice. And now we got activity. Let's go down one. How did she do it? What's a non-dojo? Tactics, okay. Tactics and some coaching. Tactics, she's been slaying. Let's look. Polgar mates test. I like it. I like it. Ah, that's new for the 3.0. All right, let's see if we got a game. We got one. Felt pretty good in the opening. Okay, let's click it and we'll go here. Whoa, and then we can diagnose something right off the bat here, Alyssa. Neither player used their time. All right, now maybe, I'm gonna guess this is maybe a 45-45 or something. Let's see if it tells us. Yeah, 45-45. So both players are getting 45 seconds added on and essentially are not just using 45 seconds every move. Okay, so you'll play a mini chumps like this who they'll agree to some online game that has a longer time control and then they won't use the time. It's very hard for people to focus when they're online. So that if you can, it's a huge part of both your improvement and competitive advantage. All right, and I'll probably point out a couple moments where we would want to think. Okay, bishop f5 is fine. Notice though that, now first of all, I don't want you thinking about the openings too much, but the idea of this opening is to get our pawn to d5 without blocking in the bishop, like the French does. And so now it makes a ton of sense to pin this knight. Because our bishop on f5, there's some variations where it goes there, but that's just because it doesn't have the option to go to g4. You know, so here you're going to go e6, bring your people out, push c5 when you're ready, take this when you're ready. You're doing great. Anyways, here we go. Fine. Weird, right? Why is it weird? The bishop on f1 is already out. It's already out. It doesn't need another pawn move. Good. Good. Okay. I took some time to think about this. If I could get more pieces onto d4 and wanted to play knight g7, f5. Okay. Now, the problem with this, of course, is not a developing move, and it's going to get whacked by knight bd2. So, a good first move, even if you're obsessed over the d4 square, would be knight e7. And bishop g4 would also do a similar thing. And now you went for it. Now, something I want you to see is that you're obsessed about the pawn, and you need to say to yourself, oh, if I don't develop, I might just get wasted, right? That's the issue. Knight e4 happens, and it looks like you're in trouble. Yeah. White could also gain a nice position with queen a4, knight c6, knight e4. So knight e4, and then you missed that, and we needed to play knight f3, and then maybe we have a variation like this, which I want you to see is very difficult for black now because you don't have any pieces out. So it's a hard road now. It's a hard road now. Okay. So we're hanging the piece. Castles. b3, terrible move. When you give a question mark, tell us where you think they should have gone. And queen c2, good move. Okay. I would have felt a little happier with queen takes. I think, yeah, with queen takes. I want to trade. Poor move. Thank you. Thank you with check. There we go, and now we're winning. Good move. I like bishop b3 is a very nice move. You should give yourself props for that. You know, you're winning no matter what, but this just, now you don't have to worry about it anymore. You can bring the knight in. No one knows what king g2 does. b5, I don't like it. I want to offer the rook shake and simplify it down, but I realize that after rook d8, my pawn hangs. Okay. Now, there's a number of ways to do this, but how does b5 help you in accomplishing your rook d8 dream, right? So, a simple way would be knight c6 first, and then rook d8. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. We want to trade down and contest that file. I don't get b5. I don't understand that move. I guess you could have taken on e5, right? Good. He's just trading down. It just helps you. That wasn't it. Thank you very much. Good. 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 Simple chess. I like it a lot. Let's just keep on. Let's just keep on keeping on. Oh, there you go. Now that's nice. Now you're moving the pieszkis. That's what we need. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling, 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 rolling. Rawhide. Write them in. Write them out. No, as long as you don't stalemate this thing, there you go. Okay, so that was well done. Now, to a certain extent, we want to say that once you're up the piece, it's a little bit more excusable to move fast. But where you really needed to slow it down were this sequence of moves where we went bishop e4, cd4, queen b6, knight d4, d. This whole thing, right? This whole thing needed some time to be thinking about. Okay, so, good. Let's go to the next graduate. This is Tutan, who's graduated several times. So happy to see my ratings improve. For me, the improvement can be cut down to one word: tactics. It's not listed by the dojo anymore, but I'm still working through everyone's first chess workbook. Now it is, but I think what he's kind of cashed out of it. And I find the structure really helpful. I see solutions to puzzles in a categorized way now instead of randomly, and that helps. Thanks, Dojo. Okay, let's click on Tutan. Maybe we'll look at their tactics just for a second. In fact, let's go open the famous document which holds everything. And so everyone's first chess workbook goes up through the 700 cohort. So it's still listed, but then after that, for 700, 800, there was chess tactics for kids. There's a lot of puzzles in there. And then 800, 900 is how to beat your dad at chess. So 857, beautiful. Do they have a tactics rating? Oh, Baus. Now, you're just telling me about tactics. Well, where is it, buddy? Where are my tactics at over here, friends? Come on now. Get that done. All right. So clubs, chess dads and moms, great in the UK. Activity. And boom. Mostly games and analysis, which is fine. He's talking to me about tactics, but where did all this happen? Over here somehow? Okay. So games. Ooh, loads of games. Look at that. So this will be cool. I think this is our first OTB game of the day. Clock times. It's a little bit more tedious with OTB and clock times because you got to manually put it in. But our amazing Jack has created this thing where you can put it in. My first OTB club match, board 4. Nice. First time I ever used a chess clock. Opponent was higher rated, has over 7 years of club season play, so I was a bit of an underdog to say the least. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so here we go. Good. Good. Fine. Boom. Boom. Good. A little weird. Here we would want to see either e5, c5 or knight c6. Okay. All right. So let me show, we don't want to get too deep into opening stuff, but it's important for you to see that you didn't need rook e8 to play e5. And then when we get to this position, the interesting thing is the rook actually wants to be back here because eventually we want to play for f5. Okay, this is a mistake because, right, and well said. Better to have played a5 first. Perfect. Mistake. Queen d7. Weird. And you still need to play a5. And he's going to hurt you with b4 here. There it comes. Okay, so here you are positionally toast, okay? But, it's not over. And you're absolutely right that this move is very suspicious. Oh. It's funny, I for whatever reason I read him playing b5, which would be wrong because it would give your knight the square. And now we are going to be lost after b5. So one thing I want you to see, okay, and this is actually a skill for later too, because generally at this level, it's not going to be positional stuff that decides the day. Here, though, if we were to, 1900 level plus, we would say, oh, our game is poisoned because the knight is so bad. Okay, b5. I think first of all, tell us what you think you should have done. And I think if I was trying to survive here for you, maybe c5 would be interesting. You're definitely much, much worse, though. So b5, notice your opponent, your illustrious opponent, does not find the simple win. Snip and snap. Now maybe you'll live. I don't know what that move does. What do you need to do? This guy needs to be fixed. Is it easy? No. But you can't just be leaving him over there. You call this needlessly weakening the king, but you got some issues. You got some issues over here, man. Maybe queen b7. Oh, this makes me nervous. And now we lost a piece, right? We lost a piece. Okay, so what did you need to do? You needed to take back with the pawn. Okay. And now we're toast. Would have been a little, yeah, it's fine what he did. Okay, so now it's just a matter of technique. In addition to being down the piece, your knight on a6 is abysmal. Good move by your opponent. Good. Little weird. Oh, no, it's okay. What am I saying? Fine. Fine. Oh, good play. Oh, simple. Simple chess from your opponent. Uh-oh, we're trading down. Boom, boom. Okay. So, what that shows, honestly, is a lot of what it looks like to play a better opponent, where, first of all, the guy missed a clear win, but you let your pieces get tangled, right? Beginning with rook e8 and then allowing the b4 move. So really, you lost the game. The tactical thing later is the most important, but your game was fundamentally lost from the positional stuff, which is generally a little bit more advanced. And like you said, this person you played was a little bit of an advanced player. Okay. So here we go. Go back. This was Teuton. Teuton continues to improve. Looks good. Next up, we have Sharukas, who's also been, I think, a very recent graduation, too. Another one. My Elite Chess classical rating is crazy inflated after 2 wins against a 1700 player, but that was a nice surprise, of course. We will see if I can hold a higher rating there, but I want to get my ChessCom rating up as well. Annotations and a lot of tactical training is paying out so far. Boom. This is Sharukas. Okay, look at this graph from Sharukas. Oh, and he's got it. I yelled at him last week, I think. And then here it comes with his tactics rating. Well, looks pretty good. Great score on the Polgar mate test. Fantastic. And I just had a vision. Oh, it's so simple. Why didn't I think of it before? We could have a graph, dude. We could have a graph with the tactics rating. Oh, that's what I want. I'm going to put that on it's so easy for me to come up with an idea like that, and then Jack has to do it. However, maybe not that hard to do. All right. See, when I do this, I come up with ideas for the program, and then Jack has to do it. He doesn't have to do it. Honestly, that guy's so overwhelmed, I don't know how he gets anything done. There's so many things to get done. Okay. What's up, Jay Bellinger? Oh, I'm so pumped on Sharukas doing so well on the Polgar mate test. All right, so clubs, European Dojo, aus Deutschland. Oh, this is right. Now, see, I was in Germany for 5 years, and they called me Jesse, and they call Sharukas Julian, not Julian. Julian. It became so, at first when I heard the word Jesse, I was like, what? But then after a while, you just kind of get used to weirdness like that. You just get used to it. Okay, here we go. Pop. And that all looks really good. That's what Julian did to reach the next level. Yeah, fantastic. Games. We got a couple. Bang. Sharlinsky. Boom. Time. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. This looks like let's just check. It's a 30 plus 20. So very nice time usage. Got a little hectic towards the end. 2 matches against this guy with a rating of 1762 on Elite Chess and won both. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good. The Dubov, dude. Uh-oh. Oh, my Lord. As if I understood this. I do not. So, boom, boom. All right, at least you're developing. Now, this is not good. Okay, what do you need to do? You need to castle. You need to not worry about your pawn. I'm going to say that's a poor move, but maybe it's not easy for them to figure out what to do. No, maybe it's not so easy. C6 is interesting. Okay. Oh, you're an angry man. Now C5. He's obsessed over the pawns and not like fixing his king or the knight. And I'm so happy that you gave b takes c6 a question mark. Because the knight is a chump over there. You talk about queen h6, let's mention the basic castles. Knight d2 is also interesting. Good. Uh-oh. And let's just say the obvious dude had that here too. Oh, I see. No, it's you're doing fine. Queen h6, good. Okay. Knight g5 looks pretty good. 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 Spicy. And now this move, which ain't it. He's got to consider queen g7. Rook g7 ain't it. But he's already in big trouble here. Fe, rook e4. Good. Good. I like the way you're centralizing. Ooh, okay. Here you blew it. Or at least made things significantly more complicated. All right, so the guy has a little bit of play, not much, and you need to snuff it out, right? So, a couple things to notice. First of all, does black in this position have a threat? I don't know. Maybe, for example, here, and if you take with the queen, which is likely a mistake, it gets a little messy. And he might have that move, and then we might scream in our sleep. So I'm going to say there's a threat, but notice we want to trade stuff, and so bam! I think that's the move we want. See? Bring our other knight, and then of course if they do this, we do that. And we say, thank you very much, welcome to the dojo. Rook g7, and is rook h3 a big of a threat? Nah, probably not. So we want something like knight e5. Here it's starting to get scary though, and I think you need to play knight g5 at this point, because g3, what did they miss? Bang! Oh no! Now in this position, you can't take, and I guess this is then the question. The obvious thing, though, to say is this is not what we wanted. This is not what we wanted when we rolled out of bed this morning. Okay, so in fact, they do find it now. And so you needed to think about queen d5. Actually, well, maybe this works too. Good. Interesting. We'll end up on d5 anyway. Oh my word, we need to play queen e5. Yeah. Queen e5. Queen e5. Oh, no, there's no more queen e5. That's a good move. Uh-oh. Oh, it's getting frightening now. Oh, they just gave it to you. So this would be an interesting question. Does black have anything here? I don't know. It looks super scary, though. Super scary. Maybe not. Definitely what they did, wasn't it? And now you're winning. Queen d7, I'm not even sure threatens anything. Knight e3 looks good. Okay, you did it. Yeah. Good. Well, that's fine. Rook c7 looks good. That's probably okay, too. That's scary. Now rook c7. Okay. Oh, we're just going to take all the coconuts. That's getting a little loosey. Oh, no. Okay. So you are in deep time pressure, my friend, but you have 20 seconds to move. Oh, my word. Oh, my. That wasn't it. Whew. Exciting. All right. So, Sharukas, you're making good progress, dude. I like that you got your tactics rating. Look at that Polgar. He's busting it. So we should probably expect Sharukas to graduate again. And at the end of the month, there'll be a tactics, another tactics test for him. Jared Hall asks, what about overlaying tactics on the ELO rating graph? Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. That might be something we can do. All right. Next up, we have, let's call this person Raina. Follow. Bakforella, which means a stream trout. Pretty cool. A lot of Germans today. Get that pole guard mate test going on, son. But this looks like they're doing very well tactically. And nice rating progression. Clubs, European and German activity. Let's go down one. No, this one. They haven't been logging their stuff. Let's see if they got a game. Bachforella hat keine Partien heute. Well, Bachforella, we know what you need to do, but you're doing great though, and I like this ratings. These are great results, and we just need that, and we need some games from you, Bows. Okay. Next up, we have PMI. Well, we got several. We got 4 more people today. PMI says, I found that if I just stop making simple blunders, I should graduate slowly. At the moment, this is the only aspect I should really focus on. I hate studying endgames. Luckily, most games end earlier at the moment. Maybe I need to find a study partner, but since my schedule is varying a lot lately, I simply don't find the time to be consistent. Yeah, I want to say about endgames, at this stage in your journey, right, the end games that we want you to do are really like mating with the queen, mating with the rook, right? And we have a couple more end games, but we want you to be able to take your opponent's pieces, trade it down, and mate. So that's the focus of end games at this point. Okay. Okay, let's follow PMI. Had a great surge recently. And tactics rating, busting with the pole guard mates test. Nice. And then these are probably old, because if this person can do that on the mates test, they're going to be cranking it. Let's briefly look in on something, actually. Here's the pole guard mates test down here. And this is test number 1, which yours truly designed. Here's the scores. And what I want to do is I want to look at all the cohorts that are under 1,000. See, a bunch of people took the test, see? But I want to just do the ones that are around. And in fact, in the design of this, I don't think it's been done yet. But so we have this linear regression, and we want anybody who wants to take the test is fine, but we want to give your rating decided only on results in the proper cohort. So the 500 to 800 actually would be, hold on, I want to get rid of this one. So get rid of that. And then 4 to 5 would be okay. We decided, for this 500 to 1,000, that it would be the one, so imagine 500 to 1,000, so we have an additional 400 to 500 and also 1,000 to 1,100 to help determine the linear regression to get your rating. So a couple things we're still jadoobing about this. We're going to get rid of all of the 0 scores, maybe this one too. Like these are people that probably stopped the test too early. Okay, so looking good. This is PMI. Let's see if PMI has some games. Yes, we do. This is the monkey. So this is the monkey, and we're going to say mark reviewed. Look at the time, and as is typical, our opponent in the non-dojo did not use their time at all, basically making it a blitz game for them. And it looks like a 15 plus 10. So weird. Good move. And I say good move in that you saw that bishop a5 wasn't possible. Weird. You need to bring your people out, like d5 would make sense. Fine. Fine. Now, controversial because they aren't moving. They're moving a developed piece twice, so good move. Notice that in this position, in a lot of ways, this is your bad piece, And now it's doing something. So you got to say thank you for that. This doesn't help him. And now you are in danger of losing your pawn on d5. So the most natural move is by all means knight c6, or excuse me, knight takes d4. Good move. Amazingly, you're not going to lose the pawn. Good move. Poor move. And now you play knight takes d5. Let me just say, you've been holding this pin so well, and all you need to do now is continue your pin. And now no matter what happens, we recapture it, and you can see this is just much better because our rook will be active on the pawn. Okay. 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 Poor. What do you need to do? You need to start contesting the file. Bring your king in. Poor. Bring your king in. Poor. You're not doing anything. Okay, that was weak. And I shouldn't say you're not totally doing anything. That's not fair. But white needs to really think about ways to get aggro on you, and that's passive. Okay, people are monkey footing around. The monkey is monkey footing around. And now I really want you to play rook c8. You did it. Beautiful. White must play rook c1. Does not. Good move. Gone passive. Bishop g5. I think I like it. Frisky. Thank you very much. And now, at a GM level, we might say this is probably winning. King f8. And a5. So you talk about rook b3 and rook b4. I think rook d3 at any point would have been good too. So a5. Now, is it true that white could equalize with this? My intuition is that there might be a real annoyance. It's really important to do the variation here because let's say we play rook a3. What white has to realize is that they've got this nasty checking business. See? And now if we approach the rook, we're going to lose the pawn on f7. Now, even here, I don't know if we're done with the variation. It's important to see that white now needs to be very fast in catching this guy over here. And it looks like they can, right? Maybe we'll be tricky with that move. In any case, yeah, so mistake, thank you, d3. Now, here it's interesting because the dude should still do the same thing. By the way, when we win a pawn, we want to win this one because that will give us the outside passer. It's much easier for the white king to catch this one. That said, we can still ask, was this somehow holdable for white? Because see, these checks are a real bummer. There's no way out, you know. So this is going to be a better variation than last time. Looks winning, right? But it's not completely over after a move like, say, rook g8, intending rook a8. And I encourage you, to do the endgame analysis. That's how you learn. All right, and what I mean by that is after the game, right? Because here, clearly, you are in a little bit of a crunch. Your opponent isn't thinking at all, though, right? They're just moving. I don't like it. I tried calculating here, but my calculation skills weren't up to the task, so I played by feeling, especially because I got low on time. Okay. Now, you can see, by the way, let's just compare and contrast. This is a little bit nicer for you, right? It's going to be easy for your king to hold this pawn back, for example. And then when we get to this position, it should be winning, but it's a little frisky. It's a little frisky. One thing we can do, though, is d4. And if we just want to make it simple on ourselves, we go d3, a5, rook a4. And even if he approaches the pawn, we say bows. No, you're never going to take it. I can guard it. And then when you take this, I take this. And now, of course, it's time for this. Okay, so when you don't like it in your analysis, analyze it some. So now what we should say is the two G pawns, they're not so dynamic. Okay. Okay. Rook d8. And he says, I guess I need to study endgames. Well, let's look. There's some interesting questions here. Like on a5, what is it that we're going to do? It's kind of hard to know. So, rook d8. Now d4. And now there's a little drama for him. So, in this position, dude needs to think strongly about a move like rook g8 or rook b8. Is he thinking? No. No, he is not. Good move. Good move. Even at this point, dude isn't thinking about it. You know, even at this point, it's like, I'll just try. I'll just try pushing it. That wasn't it. Yeah. So, well done. And, one of the things we've said a bunch of times, when we play the dojo way, the under 1,000 cohorts, we're wasting these people because they don't take their time, right? And it will make all the difference. This person you're playing didn't think at all, And they will especially do this when things are into the end game. The end game drives them insane. Okay, so here we go. Did I mark it? I did. Let's go back. That's P. My. And next up we have Taylor Cates. Let's check out what's going on with Taylor. We'll follow Taylor. Tactics rating. Okay. Needs to get done. Clubs. Tennessee Dojo. Now, Taylor Cates sounds like somebody from Tennessee, right? Taylor Cates. There we go. Activity. This is what they did. Maybe they weren't logging their work. Probably no games. No games. So Taylor, we need you to do this Polgar mate test, and we need you to put in some games. That will be critical for your, not survival, but progress. Okay. Next up, we have Giorgio. Still mostly focusing on tactics and blender games. Got a few more longer games and analysis done this cohort. Trying to play a bit more efficient regarding time and central control and not playing unnecessary moves. Looking forward to reading a first book of Morphe this cohort. Great. Yeah. Okay. Looks good. Tactics. Come on, Giorgio. Let's go. Let's get these things done. Clubs. European, Norwegian. Nice. We got 11 people from Norway. Say hi to Magnus. Say, Magnus, buddy, it's time to return to serious chess. That's my message to Magnus. You can give it to him personally. Okay, so I'm sure you know him. I'm sure you know the guy. All right, activity. we got some good work being done here, and we'll go back one. Actually, we got to go back more than that. So 23 hours, tactics and game analysis. Let's look at the tactics. Looks very nice. And now we got some games. All right. Boom. Market, and then, wow. All right. So, Giorgio, it makes me happy when I see that we at least use more time than our opponents. We'll see if we can criticize Giorgio for maybe moving a little too fast. This is a 1-hour game. So far, so good. Good move. This is a known trick. Good move. Good move. And so the problem for white here is that he's lost the center. And a lot of times when you lose the center, one or more of your opponent's pieces becomes terrible. And it's particularly white's knight here. I'm very pleased that you did not take the knight on h3. A lot of chump players would have done that. Terrible. That thing is just no, not interested. Your move, fantastic. Bishop d2, that wasn't it. And you played bishop c5. Let's see what you write. Had good control of the game from the opening, started loosening the grip of the match from here. Should instead take an advantage of the pin knight with e4. Absolutely. So bishop d2, we should give a question mark because in this position, e4 isn't threatened. But the second he plays that, oh, it is. Okay. Okay. Oh, and you did it. Oh, no. The engines say big mistake and the match is equal now. So what I want you to see, now this is where sometimes the engine might be leading you a little astray, is the knight on h3 is abysmal. Think about life for the knight on h3 for a second, right? It's not a good life. It's not a good life. And so we want to find some path to improve our pieces here. The first thing, maybe something you saw that you want to be aware of, is that the move we'd like to play is king h7. The problem with this move, however, is knight g5 opens up on this coconut. So we don't want that. Nota bene. Now I'm going to yell at you about time. You played this, you did think 2 minutes, but you got plenty of time. And it's important to see how much better that bishop on g4 is than his knight. So first of all, when you do a question mark, we really want some kind of sense of what you think you should have played. Right? Now, maybe you didn't even see that king h7, knight g5 was a thing. But that would be the most natural building move. Because we want to get our rook out. Very importante. So this would be the next question, but still same trick. Right? So we have to come up with a way of dealing with this. A simple waiting move would just be bishop b6. And then we can figure it out later, right? Okay, so bishop h3. Now, not only did they fix their worst piece, but that rook is going to come to g1. Wild. Do I understand this move? Maybe. Maybe. Boom. Let's just say this is all very fancy, but rook g1 would give you some heartache. Here we go. It's going to get spicy. And the guy, here, let's help the guy out for a second. This king h7 is in fact remarkably bad. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight g5. It's problematic. King g6, maybe you can play chess like that. I don't know though, buddy. I don't know if that's gonna work. Maybe, I'm not sure. If that's the case, then maybe he does play it this way. But then when you take, he should strongly consider bishop c5. Because what he does not want here is an exchange of queens. So the point here is if you take, pop, 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 and he wins the exchange. This way seems to allow you to bail out. And why are we taking with the king? Let's take with a pawn, buddy. Take with a pawn. Everybody's cool. Everybody's cool. It reminded me of the scene in Pulp Fiction. Are we cool, honey bunny? Are we cool? Yeah, we're cool, honey bunny. All right, trying to block the bishop. Now, this is a little fancy. In a lot of ways, though, you're trying to deal with the mistake you made with this move because now you have to worry about bishop e3. Okay. So, it's not nice. You're also blocking your own knight. Yeah. Okay. Now, I appreciate that you're working against the bishop. I like that. And it will be interesting to see if white discovers the way to fix their bad piece. Nice. e4. D takes, rook takes, f3. f3 is a little weird. To my eyes, bishop d2 is the real question here. And the reason for that is that if he can act, he needs to, it's not just about winning the pawns, it's about activating these rooks. Your opponent isn't thinking at all, though. He's just blitzing it. And rook there is probably likely, we got to call that a mistake. Oh, big blunder. Now, you are in big trouble here, though. The milk has already gone bad in this position. Okay. So, usage of time, I want to stress, is the biggest feature of your game where you can improve. Okay? That is the biggest. The things like the blunders and everything will get better. You know? Not only blundering your pieces, but then taking time to find moves like bishop d2, question mark, e4. Game over. Game over. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Yeah. Okay. Ay, Chihuahua. Ay. And in our analysis, we should even ask ourselves, is there some way for white to maybe make a challenge to this? And so imagine pop, pop, pop. Now it's going to be a little tricky. If takes this bad boy, he's going to take and pick this one up. If takes this dude, that might be our answer. But look, it's still not simple. Check to the miserable king. Check to the miserable king. See what I'm saying? This is where we learn tactics. If we play the natural queen d5, we have to be concerned with knight f4. Oh no. What is this? However, this might be our answer. Because here we could play pop, pop, pop. Now, could I go deeper into this? Maybe, but this is the kind of analysis you want to do on your own games where you will get better at tactics. Okay, so well done, Giorgio. Say hi to Magnus. All right, P Human, again, graduation, and this is our last one for the day. Polgar Mates is great. Puzzle book, much better than app. Check out our Polgar Mate tests. I have pretty good win rate. Record is 9 wins in a row. Still confused how to find longer games. On Chess.com, I found 30-minute and 60-minute games only, so played 30 minutes and 15:10 as blunder game. Now, see, this will be a good test because we've been working at least on the user interface of our tournaments. I have not looked at it, so we're going to look at it right now. Sharukas, aka Yulian, says, hey Jesse, just wanted to thank you for your analysis. Couldn't tune in earlier. Have a nice day. Thank you. With or without engine, I don't know what we're saying, but probably without. Okay, let's go look, before we do P-Human, at the tournaments and see what, look at that. So we got some new icons here. It looks cool. There's the Dojo Liga, and that shows you where it's happening on the calendar. Okay, and then we go to Open Classical. Oh, here we go, dude. So if you're struggling to find games, those two things, the Liga, but especially this Open Classical, is fantastic. You got different regions, so you have different time zones. You've got an under 1800 and an open. You got these overall standings. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and you don't, if you, for whatever reason, can't play that week, you do as Mitch do, and you take a bye. Fantastic. One thing that's interesting about modern chess that I want to just put out there here is when we see these players moving super fast, a lot of it has to do with a phenomenon that I'm sure I would be affected by too if I played longer online games. And that is that, you know, the other websites would be talking to me. They'd be like, you know, when my opponent's thinking, instead of me thinking, it would be calling out to me, but Jesse, come look at this website. Let me distract you for a little bit. And that would encourage me to move even faster, you know, because the anxiety and the stress and everything, instead of just being able to focus. And what am I driving at? So I think if you are a player who at the moment isn't ready to do OTB or really wants to commit to doing longer games, then setting up, first of all, there's two solutions. One, a fancy one, and one, a not so fancy. The non-fancy one is just to set up your board. My board is always set up right over here. And then, you know, you can have a ding happen when your opponent's move is made, but you are essentially sitting with the board and you're only coming to the computer to make a move. That's the non-fancy way. The fancy way is to get one of these new boards that are connected. And dude, I think it's moving the pieces for you, so you're not even close to the internet. And we have some reviews on our YouTube page that DM Hokie did of those kinds of boards. And I don't even have experience with that yet, but I'm just trying to say, like, if there's a bunch of people at the dojo who are doing it, and it's a new path of playing solid chess, trying to improve, and you're just doing it online. As we see, we are just going online, playing some 30-minute game that they might not think at all. We've seen a lot of that today. And they might be a cheater. Here at the Open Classical, you're not going to be facing super amounts of cheaters, which you are going to have in the normal, let's say, Chess.com and Lead Chess pool. Okay, rant over. When will the new Open start? I think all the info is here, but I believe it's after this round 7, so just in a week or two. Okay, Kraai, go back. So here's our recent graduates. And now we have P-Human. P-Humans we already read. So here we go. Pop. Currently living in Poland. Nice. Okay. 1250, 908. Look at that graph, huh? Look at that graph. So, and now, thank you so much for doing all the 3 components. As I said, at the end of the month, there'll be 4. This is a beautiful one because it tracks very well with the ratings, right? Very well. I'm guessing that's right, Sharukas. Yeah, and there's usually, I think if you click on the site, there'll be more detailed information. Okay, so beautiful tactics rating. Cool that you're over 1,000 in tactics. That suggests that you're going to be able to make it to the 1,100 cohort, or at least the 1,000 level cohort fairly soon. Clubs, European coders. Can you start a Polish club? Dude, Polish club. All right, activity. We're going to go down one. This is what they did to get here. Lots of tactics. Let's click. Looking good. The Volgar mates test, dude. I love it, man. That's looking great. Yeah. All right. Games. P human. Boom. We'll mark it as reviewed. Uh-oh. Well, you guys know what I'm going to say here. Somebody didn't think at all. Let's go down. It looks like it was just a game 30. Yep. And no bueno, my friends. No bueno. So, fine, 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 fine. Little weird. And here you give up a pawn for free with d6. I guess the simple move here would be knight b6, but you could also play the weird bishop b7 to hold on to your coconut. All right, you've lost a pawn. Boom. Bang! Nice. Discovered attack with check, my favorito. Opponent played too risky with the queen. You know what also they did? They moved too fast, buddy. They moved too fast. Now, something I want to turn you on to is it was definitely controversial for you to give up the pawn so easily. But in this position, what we should say is it seems like you have good compensation for the pawn because you have the two bishops. Bishop b7 is a threat, you know. So it's maybe a good template for you to think about what compensation looks like. And certainly from a practical perspective, you know, this looks great. And this move is controversial because it's giving you another developing move for free. And then, of course, they need to play knight c3. Castles, they blow it. And now I'm not going to yell at you for moving too fast, okay? Unless you really blow it. Here you could probably play without too much thought. Good move. Actually, let me just say, I want you to, if he's going to do it this way, castle. So there's no rookie one. Oh, no, king d7, not what I wanted. Good move. Good move. Good. 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 Weird. Why not put the king here? Didn't find good moves. I saw that c7 will be captured. Okay, so you did think for 3 minutes, and that's reasonable. I want to turn you on to something here. The easy way, and this will be just a path that you can follow, just to make life easy, is they say, Mama said that we need to trade when we're ahead, and so the simple answer for you here is to take this nut and just say goodbye. You know, just say goodbye. You're going to mop everything up here. Rook e7. Now his knight is undefended. You also had queen c1 here, right? That's a deadly check. Oh, that ain't it. Oh, it's just a yard sale now. man. Crushed. Crushed. Oh, man. Killed him. I was afraid. I think you mean I was afraid in the beginning. Afraid in the begging might also be a thing. But my opponent prepared some fancy trap and didn't learn all lines. You know, I don't know about that. I would say about this, whether, I don't know if it's a trap. They're just developing their pieces. All the developing moves have names. This one's called the Scotch. You don't need to know that it's called the Scotch at the moment. You just need to make principled moves. Good. Good, you're doing fine. Okay, fine. This is actually GM level play, and this is kind of a weird move because the knight kind of needs to be knocked out of there with a move like c4. Okay, and then here, I don't like it because you're giving up the pawn, but it's fundamentally interesting, right? And what are they going to do at this level? They're going to give you time, and that's what this ED move did, right? Okay, brilliant. You guys, that is it for the show today.